For many of us, coronavirus has meant that we have had to give up the things we love most in life. For 78-year-old Peter from Devizes, it meant giving up the chance to watch his beloved Swindon Town FC.
My first memory was when I was 7 years old. My mum and dad took me to Swindon on the 14th of April 1951. Everybody remembers their first game. We lost the game 1-0. Swindon Town 0, Millwall 1.
Peter has seen it all in his years following the town, but who would he say was the best ever player to wear the famous red and white?
99% of Swindon Town fans would say Don Rogers, and of course I'd have to agree with them. But if there was a second best, it would be Peter Eastoe, who was a striker we had in the early 70s, and he was very, very good striker in a very, very poor team at the time. So he always strikes me as one of my favourite players. But the most exciting and probably favourite manager was Paolo Di Canio. He was so eccentric and the crowd loved him, and probably he's the only manager we ever had where the crowd chanted his name more than the players' names. Having said that, I followed Swindon all these years, I should have said regularly. I mean, very seldom do I miss any games in any of all those seasons. But COVID, when that first kicked in, I recall missing 3 home games in a row, which must be an all-time record for me.
Sadly for Peter, those 3 home games at the start of 2020 were just the beginning. He has not returned to the county ground since for health reasons and admits it's difficult not going to games.
It's affected me pretty badly, really, because I started off listening to it on the local radio. They do a really expansive coverage of all the Swindon Town games, but I'm so loyal to the club that I get really nervous, and I, in the end, just have to switch it off and watch the television and just hope the score comes through on the teleprinter the right way around. I don't think the way football's gone we'll ever be a top club again, but that would never ever stop me following Swindon Town.